Say hello to the new SwimOutlet.com. Enhanced navigation, larger, higher resolution imagery, more filtering and search capability so you can find what you need faster. As always, low price guarantee and free shipping on $49. The redesigned SwimOutlet.com. Dive in, say hi.
This is the Morning Swim Show for Thursday, July 3rd, 2014. I'm your host, Jeff Cummings. Joining me today in the Finis Monitor is Nitro Swimming's Mike Koleber. He's been steadily moving his team up the ranks of swimming, not just in Austin and not just in Texas, but on the national scene as well. The team is a silver medal club in the USA Swimming Club Excellence Program and looks to keep that status or even climb into the gold medal ranks this year. And joining me now from Austin, Texas is Mike Koleber. Mike, it's good to see you. How are you today?
Jeff, thanks for having me. Wonderful, thank you.
So how's summer going in Austin so far?
So far, we've had no 100-degree days yet, which is great. About 2 or 3 summers ago, we had 90 days that were 100 degrees or hotter. So far, we've had 0. So things are going really good, well, temperature-wise.
You could take a few of our 100-degree days. We'll be glad to pass them your way. Well, I would say your summer's been going awesome so far. Taylor Abbott was the 18 and under national champion last month at the Open Water Nationals, qualifying for the Junior Worlds team. Before that, I mean, tell us how was Taylor's mindset? Was he even, thinking that open water was going to be something that he wanted to do?
We've got a number of open water, venues here in the Austin area with the lake system that we have. So the kids do get a chance to get out there and swim open water quite a bit, actually. A lot of times Tim O'Brien, our national group coach, will take the entire group out there for a particular day to change things up, get away from the concrete, the plaster, the gunite, and get out there in, the open air and the open sun. So they do have some experience there, and there's just some folks that have a natural propensity just to be able to excel in an open water environment. And Taylor just seems he favors the swimmers out there that really want to go, but could really probably develop their underwaters a little better. So the open water, there's no streamlining, there's no underwaters, there's no dolphins. It's just get up and go. So for those types of swimmers out there, open water is just a fantastic vehicle. And Taylor has really risen up there and just grabbed on to whatever's thrown his way. Did pretty well at the 10K on Friday, but I believe it was a Sunday morning 5K race. He just went at it. So really, really good couple of months for Taylor.
Well, in general of the team, how long have you been kind of getting those swimmers to experiment with open water and see if it is something for them?
Well, I want to give a little credit to Tim Byerly, who's out of the Corpus Christi area. I believe they're moving to San Antonio shortly, but Tim Byerly he and his wife Dee Dee have been involved with South Texas swimming and swimming in general for many, many years. And Tim Byerly, in my opinion, has been the champion of this area to really try to get the teams moving into an open water environment, not to transplant us, but just to open it up and add it as another avenue for our swimmers. So Tim and Dee Dee, fantastic jobs with the open water. The USA Swimming is embracing it fully. The travel dollars, I believe, are there as well. And honestly, it's more of the recognition factor. Everyone wants to get recognized. Kids want to get recognized. And open water, I think, has done a really, really good job of promoting themselves and promoting itself as an avenue. And it's kind of maybe the stepchild. Now I think it's pretty much it's getting close to being at par with regular swimming.
And Taylor's success, how did that trickle down to the rest of the team when they found out that he was 5K 18 and under national champion?
Well, we posted it to the entire team through the note. They haven't seen what we're going to do, but we have a little banner type system in our location that shows our national champions if they've ever won either junior nationals or nationals, and it's not that large of a marquee at this point. We hope to add to it, obviously. But when Taylor's name gets added to it, and for the open water category, that's really going to turn the heads of a lot of our kids who will see it every single day they walk in the swim center.
Well, it definitely sounds like it. I want to talk about those 250-meter training facilities you have. Very unusual for an age group program to have access to so much water for their teams. How did Nitro come by getting 250-meter pools?
My wife Tracy and I, we owe millions of dollars still. We're in debt, but we're cash flow positive. We're paying our bills. Every day I wake up, there was a story that said every day on the Serengeti, there's a pack of cheetahs, I think, and a pack of gazelles. And every day the gazelles wake up and they have to realize they've got to run faster than the fastest cheetah. And every day the cheetahs wake up and the cheetahs have to run faster. They realize that they run faster than the slowest gazelle. Well, the saying goes, whether you're a cheetah or whether you're a gazelle, you better wake up running in the morning. And so we run, and we run a lot. And there's so much that goes into not just managing the facilities with the staffs and the families and the kids. There's so many other things that just go into making sure we're paying the bills. Mick Nelson at USA Swimming, when he does his Build-A-Pool conferences, the very last slide he'll show is an animated picture of a guy in a business suit writing checks, signing check, signing check, signing check over and over. And below that are 3 medals hanging, kind of dripping with water. And he always says, don't forget, if you can't do this, you're never going to get these. So to make to kind of sum this up a little bit, you asked me how do we do it? In a Build-A-Pool conference, when I went back to speak at one, after a couple years of having our first location up and running, it seemed the push was, 25-yard, 25-meter, or 25-yard, 25-meter. That's the safe way. You can always add later. And I asked the question, I said, how much more does it cost to build 50-meter as opposed to 25-yard, 25-meter model? How much more? And they said, 50% more. 50% more at least just to get that. So, excuse me. So the question that I raised, the question I raised to the group that was there was, how many of you would take the risk of tripling your capacity for a 50% more cost? Triple your capacity of short course for 50% more cost. And every hand went up. And I said, we personally couldn't make our program run and pay the bills we have to pay every single month if we only had 8 lanes, 10 lanes, or 12 lanes. We need the 23 lanes of short course. We need the 10 lanes of long course. We have no bulkhead. We flip the pool in about 6 minutes or so whenever we have to go long course to short course or short course to long course. So it's somewhat chaotic at first, but you try to manage it into a symphony. And it takes a while to get it. And I mean, we love every single day we have. So I would not have done it any other way. If I had to do it again, I would go 50-meter again.
Well, these 2 pools aren't next door to each other. You got one at Bee Caves and one at Cedar Park, which I think are like at the north part of town, the south part of town. So I would imagine you're traveling back and forth every day. I'm sure you're putting a lot of miles in your car, but like you said, it seems like it's something that's needed. I'm sure you don't even think about it anymore.
Normally I'm driving 2 or 3 times a day back and forth. It's just it's the little things, the simple things. It's the make sure the chlorine feeder got fed correctly, make sure the UV is still working properly, make sure the water clarity is perfect, the air is working right, and then I'm stopping by for customer service issues. We got a little guy in a lessons program that kind of got stuck on a station. Would you take a look at him? Sure, I'll come in. I'll throw my shorts on. I jump in the lessons pool quite a bit, probably at least once a day. I'm in the lessons pool teaching a lesson or 2. I help out where I can help out. And I'm just trying to make sure that both facilities are always running at top speed, and I'm very accessible and up and down the pool deck. Any parent can stop me anytime, and it's very common that I'll just sit in the bleachers and just be chatting with the parents. How are things going? Stop by, talk with the coaches. I'll take a group or 2. If I know we're shorthanded for a particular day or 2, someone's out, I'll slide in and cover that group myself, because I love coaching. That's the one thing in terms of owning these 2 facilities. It's taken me a little bit out of the coaching realm and more into managing. It's hard to do both, and I found that out in the early years. And now I'm more of the manager, more of the owner. Try a little more of a higher level look at how things have to go, as opposed to being there on the day-to-day. So I do miss the day-to-day and really getting to know the kids throughout the course of the season.
Well, looking at it from that higher level, as you said, the Texas Age Group Swimming Championships are coming up in a couple weeks. How do you think Nitro looks for 2014? You didn't win long course in 2013. You think you'll be back on the top of the podium this year?
Hard to say. It's funny. We say, tags is what's called Texas Age Group Swimming Championships. It's a pretty big meet here in Texas for the 14 unders. It's our main focus for our 14 unders. Obviously, we have a July long course coming up in a couple of weeks, and we've got the short course usually it's in March. And it's interesting. In 2001 or so, I was coaching here in the area for a team, and I had two kids at this meet. And I had one little boy at one side of me named Michael Fitzpatrick, a little girl on the other side of me named Beanie Harmon. And there were two of us, two kids and me, and we're sitting on the pool deck at Los Natatorium up in the Dallas area. And we're sitting on the concrete. And I watched these teams walking in. And I saw the matching T-shirts. And I saw these teams coming in with 30 kids, 40 kids, 50 kids, 60 kids. And I made a comment to both of them. I said, we're going to win this thing someday. Don't know when, but we're going to do it someday. And fast forward, Nitro began, and it was our consecutive finishes were 33rd, 16th, 11th, 6th, 2nd, first, second, with the Woodlands out of Houston area knocking us off the last two championships. So Woodlands run a great program. Lakeside's always strong up in the Dallas area. Frisco's going to be coming on strong. Alamo area in San Antonio. I don't leave anybody out to offend anybody. There's a lot of strong swimming here in Texas, and I'm thinking a top 3, top 4 finish is where it should happen, but anything can happen. You get a couple disqualifications and some relays, double the points, all of a sudden 0. The games can change fast, so tags is always a real exciting meet.
Yeah, I've been to a couple of them, and they're definitely intense. I think probably just as intense as like an NCAA championships in terms of the atmosphere. It's always very competitive and exciting to see these young kids swim fast.
It's fun. I want to give a shout out to the Woodlands. They do a fantastic job of keeping all their kids engaged through all the sessions. If you were there, then you know these are the kids that are painting their faces green at finals, whether they're swimming or not swimming. They're down there cheering for every lane. So, aspirational wise, I'd like our team to move more in that direction of totally buying and being involved in the prelim final, the cheering, supporting. Just because you don't make finals doesn't mean you don't come back. But the Woodlands coaches do an outstanding job in that area. And I think all the teams in Texas would agree with that.
Yeah. Well, Mike, I'm sure you got a lot of issues to take care of at your two pools, but before we let you go, we want to submit you to the final 5. These are 5 questions we ask all of our guests on the Morning Swim Show. So the first question to you is, if you could change the order of strokes in the individual medley, how would you change it?
I'd probably go backstroke first.
Okay.
Start them in the water.
Okay. What are the other 3 strokes?
I'd probably go. Tell you what, I'd go back breast free and come home hard fly in the last leg.
Interesting. What's a career or job you would most like to try?
Shoot, I'm living it right now. I'm living the dream. If I ever retired or won the lottery, I'd be doing what I do. So I have no aspiration other than what I'm doing right now.
All right. On the flip side of that, what's a career or job you would not like to try?
Probably laying roof tile or shingles in the Texas heat in the summertime.
Yeah. Anything in the summertime. What's a rule in the swimming rule book you would like to change or add?
Something interesting here. I think the backstroke rollover, the non-continuous motion call, is kind of iffy. If someone chooses to roll over a little too soon, and it happens a lot with our younger kids, they cross over, they take their pull, and there's that slight hesitation because they misjudged a little bit, maybe a half a foot or so under the flags, and they look and the wall's not quite there and they've got to glide a little bit, or they've got to kick to the wall, whatever. That's a disqualification. It doesn't benefit the swimmer at all to roll over on their belly and put their hands on their sides and kick or paddle or whatever. It slows them down. I'd like to see a little more leniency on that call. Second thing is, I think it's kind of silly that we have backstroke flags that are 5 yards away from the wall during short course and 5 meters away from the wall during long course. I think it should be one uniform length distance. So our younger kids, it doesn't seem like much, but to an 8 or 9-year-old, that little bit can mess up a turn from short course to long course, especially the kids who don't get to practice long course during the summer, and then they find themselves in a long course meet. The flag distance is different.
Yeah, all All right, last question for you, Mike. Where do you like to go for vacation?
Gosh, it's funny. iPad and laptop come with me everywhere, so the emails never stop, the phone calls never stop. But vacation for me is Michigan with my mom. My college coach, my brothers are up there, and also I love Marco Island, Florida. Peaceful. It's one of the few places you can go and you come back, you're more relaxed than when you left.
Sounds like a good idea. Hopefully you get a chance to do that soon, Mike.
I will be doing that.
All right, well, good. Thanks for joining us today. Congratulations on all the success you guys have been having there, and good luck with tags and everything else this summer.
My pleasure. Thank you for having me.
All right. And that's going to do it for today's edition of the Morning Swim Show. We hope to see you back here tomorrow. Until then, I'm Jeff Cummings. Thanks for watching.